Hey guys, Cravone here, and I'm going to bring you another Slayer PVM guide. And today's going to be Nihils. I'm doing this unscripted as well. I'm just going to commentate over doing a task. So Nihils are unlocked by doing the Fate of the Gods quest, and they're easily like around 4 mil GP per hour. They're not bad. They're not bad summoning XP. The other XP is sort of decent as well, so that's certainly worth doing. Now, to get Nihils unlocked, you have to have done the Fate of the Gods quest. You have to have 76 Slayer, and basically on this option in your Slayer rewards, you have to spend 50 points to toggle them on. As you can see, I've got everything else off. So next up is my gear setup. So you can take any style you want there, melee, mage, range. I prefer range. Is that someone with a creep hat? That's going to make me jealous. So yeah, I'm taking range because there's 4 different types in the hills. 2 of them are weak to range, one's weak to melee, one's weak to magic. So let's head there now, whilst I explain that. So you want to load St. Eagle's Peak. You have to have the World Gate open, which is from Fate of the Gods quest. So my gear setup is I've got Gobble Dungeon 2 and Pernix, because that's what I have. I would say Armadillo is sufficient, Gobble Dungeon 1 Armadillo. In terms of weapons, you probably want at least a level 80 plus weapon. I'm taking Ascensions because again that's what I have, but a Royal Crossbow could do fine. The most important item to bring really is the Shard of Zaros. And that, like, if you don't bring that, you will die. Because what the Shard of Zaros does is, Nihils are naturally fully aggressive. However, if you're wearing the Shard of Zaros, they aren't aggressive at all. So, like, you attack them and then they'll defend themselves. So, my other setup is I'm taking a lot of food. This is just some small food, some low level food, just keep me going, because I won't be using Soul Split. So because I'll be attacking the Ice Nihils will drain your prayer, and they'll drain it really fast. So if you're doing Ice Nihils, you can't use prayer there, basically. So I'm also taking Overload. This is to increase my damage, reduce the damage I take. But it's also a precaution. If I get hit by the Smoke Nihils, which would be foolish for me to do so, it will drain all your stats. But if you're using Overload, it won't drain them. So keep that in mind. I'm using the Silent. This is just a standard gear setup. In terms of an aura, just take what you have. Don't take Penance or Reverence. I'd save Vampirism or something else, but Greater Sharpshooter is not too bad. So once you're here, now I just mention this in case you've done any of the other quests that use the World Gate. You're going to want to quick dial, and then you're going to want to pick number 1. I can't pronounce that. Then you enter the World Gate, you enter the pit, which is where the Nihils are. Coincidentally, the one underneath is where you would go for Muspers, if you're doing Muspers. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the mechanics of each individual Nihil, and then that'll be it, because honestly they're not that difficult. I'll also go over the sort of loot you can expect. So to activate them, you have to go into this center dial. This is instant, so no one can crash you. Anything that's on the floor when you exit here will be gone forever, so do do bear that in mind. So if you're doing it for Slayer, obviously you want to be picking the no spawn Nihils for Slayer combat. I'll spawn a lot more of them than 4. This guide isn't going to cover the boss fight, but it's going to cover some of the mechanics. So that's something to keep in mind. Honestly, if you've not done the boss fight yet, or the Annihilator title, you're probably better off looking up a quest guide, because that'll probably cover the boss fight more than this. This is just for Slayer and combat. So as you can see, quite a lot of them spawn. So the ones that are weak to range are the Ice Nihils and the Smoke Nihils. The ones weak to magic are the Blood Nihils, which have a lot more health than the rest of them. And the Shadow Nihils are weak to melee. So I'm gonna start with Ice Nihils. You want to take AoEs off your bar as well. So I'm actually going to let myself get hit by this, because I want to show what it does. So each Nihil has one ability that they do when they hiss, and I just got hit by it there even though it died. So the ice one will drain your prayer and it will stun you once it says hiss, and this is a way to know if you have to move from something. Hiss is when they activate their ability. So the ice one will stun you, and it will prevent your, well, it will drain your prayer. It will prevent you eating as well. So be a bit careful with that. I'm gonna do a Blood Nihil now. Now a Blood Nihil, as soon as they hiss, you want to stop attacking, which is why they're sort of the worst ones to fight, because with 25k you might not kill them before they hiss. There we are. Now what happens is if I attack the Nihil now, it will heal all the damage I'm doing. So you want to come off it. It's not really good to attack a Slayer boss that is going to heal and you're going to have to pull your DPS off, which is why I don't recommend doing Blood Nihils. I recommend the other 3. So, gonna loot that. Oh, Zami ones, that's not bad. Now Shadow Nihils will be quite difficult to sort of explain here, because they die quickly. I'm gonna just run around. Once they hiss, there will be a delay, and after that delay they will spawn a cloud on the ground which will drain your stats. So basically don't get hit by this. I'll show the effect by standing in it. So yeah, my stats are draining. To fix this, use your overload, because that just restores all your stats. Now the last one is going to be the Shadow Nihil, which once the Shadow Nihil hisses, move away from where you're standing, because it's going to spawn an AoE on the ground that will do quite a lot of damage, and you don't want to be hit by it. I need to be sort of a bit high on health. Yeah, as you can see, it's that. So that's the basic mechanics of the Nihils, and I just realised I forgot my Slayer helm coming here. It's not too bad though. I can do this task without Slayer helm. So now the reasons why you're going to want to be doing Nihils is the income, and you may be seeing that the drops aren't really that big at the moment, and the drops will never be that big unless you get the Zaoite bow, but the Zaoite bow is 1 in a million drop chance, so don't hope for that on your task. As you can see, my prayer is draining. So now each of them will drop a particular item. These icing feathers are the ones of the Ice Nihils. And what these are summoning mats, and you need 87 summoning to make Nihil pouches, which sell for about 100k each. So this icing feather is worth, I'd say, around 70k once you deduct the elder energy from it. You also need elder charms, which these also drop sometimes. But as you can see, these summoning mats are quite common, so they're definitely worth doing. A lot of people sort of won't talk about Nihils, but everyone that does Nihils knows that they're very profitable. In terms of XP, they're like, let me refresh my overall. I can see how much I get per kill. So that was about 600 Slayer XP and 1.8k, 1.2k combat XP. No, that was 1.8k combat XP. So they're not too bad. I mean, they could be very quick to kill as well, if you're attacking the right ones. As I said, I prefer to take range because two of them are weak to range, so it's going to be easier to find a target. Honestly, like, you can come here with mage and do these blood Nihils. If you're using mage, you'll probably kill the blood Nihils before they can use their special attack. Well, it's not really an attack, but before they can spec. If you take melee, like, the shadow Nihils are the lowest health ones. They'll be very quick as well. Something else I'll also mention quickly before I sign this off is that if you've got Corruption Shot like you're seeing on screen now, it will sometimes leave some Nihils very low, and I mean, it's quite a good idea at that point to kill anything that's low, because it still counts the task, and it's like a really quick kill. Oh, that's another thing in terms of drops. They also drop Onyx Bolt tips, which are worth quite a lot, so bear that in mind. You want to have room for those. They do add up. They also drop Crush Nests as well. So yeah, that's the video. Probably a lot longer, a lot more rambly than I expected. I didn't do a script, I'm doing no retakes, so apologies for that. If you liked the video and you found it helpful, please leave a comment saying you found it helpful. Leave a comment if you think I missed anything that you'd like to add, etc. And rate the video if you liked it or disliked it. It does help me out, helps me find out sort of what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right with my videos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.